It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Miami. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Two and a throw right away. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple. In motion, Hill. Play action, now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 41 yards. And the Dolphins need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here come the Patriots now on offense. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, He's an asset to have in any offense.
Diggs in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's May. He'll dump this down to Stevenson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
Play action. May. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. To the air, May. Finding Bourne here over the middle. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll throw with May. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Thanks to his effort, they now have a big choice to make here. He just ran them into field goal range with that one, so here come the choices. Do they kick it here, or do they trust him to make another big play and possibly get a 1st down?
So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 out of 1st. Looked like they might have been thinking safety with that pressure off the edge instead of worrying about the running back.
I like the observation because many defenses in that situation actually have get a safety in their play call. Upfield penetration, try and trap them in the backfield. Instead, absolutely escaped and fled for huge yardage on that play.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 36 yards on the play. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook. And that's when they hit up with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Tua going to throw. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You still hold your breath a little when Tua gets out of the pocket, but there he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that went to the right side and incomplete. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
A 54-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy by the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. From the shotgun, May with it. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And Stevenson's going to have a Patriots 1st down as he'll get this up to the 39.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Douglas. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because This has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
This one to Bourne out on the left side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7 from the 20. From the shotgun, it's May. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Throwing here is May. And he's wrapped up. Taken down, back at the 25. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Miami set to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
Run what you do best.
Exactly.
Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run coverage excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus, tackling the runner for a loss?
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Anthony Jennings. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
On fourth down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep for New England is Marcus Jones. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Patriots take over. New England's offense set to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a second down and 4. A give for Stevenson, running right. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. And they go play action now. May. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's 2nd and 10. Running left is Stevenson. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. From the gun, it's May. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Pats are an extra point away from drawing level. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now the try here for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now, back foot throw there is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Second and 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
3rd and 8.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. 47-yard punt, a return of 4.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Henry brings it in. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And 3rd and 8 now.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be Dolphin football.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Second down and 3.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a first down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Tua.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
and they go play action with May.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw, it's May.
Got the connection here to Bourne. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw, May.
And that is incomplete.
Gotta give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Here's Bryce Behringer now.
.40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their 38. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now a toss right side, H.M. with it.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
In motion, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. On the return is Jones. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start by running the option to the right. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So that penalty on the offense, and the fumble recovery will stand. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Looking to pass. Tua. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. In motion is Westbrook-Akina. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Hill going to go in motion right.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. They complete it to Hill. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4 brings up 2nd down at the 21-yard line.
On the toss, here's Achane.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Sanders on for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. New England trying to get a place on offense. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
To the air, May.
He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
From the gun to give to Henderson.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And this offense on third down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
To the right side, this is Stevenson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return.
Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
Hand off to Achane to begin the drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
That's caught. Nick Westbrook-Akine with it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Back to throw now on first down.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Tua. Short throw to Smith. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 41-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Tua to throw again. And that's checked down to Gordon. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Tua going to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
The Pats going to get one final possession in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top.